project title is Strengthening Civil Society Voices on Climate Action in Zambia, specifically focusing on two important national documents. The first one is called the National Adaptation Plan, the NAP, and the second one is called the National Determined Contributions, the NDC. The documents for the NAP, the process of development started in 2021, and with the new donor administration, they had to expedite the process, and it's done now. And just 2 weeks ago, we were validating it. The NDCs are national targets in addressing climate change impacts that are reported every 5-10 years to the United Nations Framework Convention. These two national documents are very important documents for us as a country that are sitting with the Ministry of Green Economy and Environment. By the way, I must mention that creating that new ministry is the best ever that has ever happened to us, especially as people in the environmental sector. Because having such a ministry is also a demonstration and commitment to say the new donor administration really wants to address issues to do with the environmental sustainability, green growth, and all that. The two documents are having national set targets in terms of what we want to address, such as resilient infrastructure, agriculture, food security, health, just encompassing a number of targets that we want to achieve.
The project is being funded by the United Nations Democracy Fund, UNDF. It will be running in the 5 districts, which is Luangwa, Rufunsa, then we have Chongwe, Chirundu, and Lusaka district. We want to capacity build the civil society organizations, the faith-based organizations, and the community-based organizations, so that they are able to advocate for the implementation of the NDC and also the implementation of the NAP. But then also not just advocate, because these are national targets that have been set by the Ministry of Green Economy and Environment. We want the civil society organization, as they apply or they source for funds from the other cooperating partners, they also source for funds in line with the set national targets, so that they are not just sourcing funds to only do things just because it's climate change, but we have a focus towards the national determined contributions and also the NAP, so that we are able to fulfill the targets of the NAP and the NDC together as we supplement on government's efforts.
Center for Environment Justice is very much welcome.
Thank you.
In Chongwe, and I am particularly interested as DC because I oversee the whole district in terms of what's happening in the district. When you talk of a district, you're talking of human beings, you're talking of communities that are affected by what? Environment. And so we have so many challenges that pertain to environment in the district. Like you alluded to some of them, like water issues, management of waste, issues like the WASH program, and it's good that, you started with the council, because council, is the engine that does the delivering of services to the community. So issues that have to do with the environment are massive. They're very massive in the district. And any interventions that come on board to assist government in one way or the other is very welcome.
Just to assure you that we will support the program or the project. With the period you'll be here in Chongwe, and we are here in case you need anything. We are here to support the project. Above all, we need to preserve. When we preserve our environment, I think we are also protecting the future of our generation, which is sustainable development. So we can't actually, downgrade this project. We will definitely support it.
I think we need that information to get to the communities. because other programs that government actually takes to the communities, but are those programs in line with the documents? Yeah. So if we have to put an argument, then the communities have to know about what is in those documents so that they are able to actually guide the civic leaders on what they should take to the communities. Like now we have this FISIP. A number of women that we work with, they'll say, you know what, if only they could give us an option, me, I can choose 5 goats instead of getting fertilizer, because now I know how to make biofertilizers. Yeah. So if the women are aware of what is in those policies, I think it will be good for them, because they'll be able to actually advise their camp officers and the other structures of government that have to do with agriculture on what should be done. Yes. So I think it's very important that we have actually, you need to educate us on what is in those documents. We need to know, yeah, so that we match it with what government is doing. And we can also hold them accountable, say, no, but you are saying like this, but what is in the document is this.
Yes.
Yeah, because most of the issues that are there are really to do with our own good as small-scale farmers. I think I've sat in about 2 of those meetings also.
We welcome you, and we believe that with what you have said, you are definitely on the right track. We give you all the support. And from our end, this is like should have happened like yesterday, because you know that we are under threat. Whether it's development in terms of infrastructure, physical infrastructure, whether it's agriculture, whether it's charcoal burning, whether it's sand mining, whatever it is that you can talk about, it just does not disturb the environmental balance and consequently have an effect on climate change. And yet on the other side, with the proper planning, we have also maybe water running through the Kafua River, going all the way to the ocean. We are always boasting about us having the most water in SADC region.
Yes.
What are we doing about it to ensure that it helps us maintain the environment? Should we necessarily continue with the underground mining of water and depleting the undergrounds in hydrology? Maybe not. So what policies are we putting in place? Because that in itself will begin to affect how even the vegetation is going to thrive thereafter. How are we going to sustain the zoological part of the equation? We need to have all these interventions in place by substituting of how we exploit our resources. So right now, water, you mentioned the issue of water.
Yes.
We have a huge problem in Chongwe. Come August, September, we completely have no water coming out of, because the dam was dry. The water farm in Wimba, I think you're aware, is inadequate. And so what do we do? In the meantime, the population for Chongwe district is ever increasing.
Yes.
Every day, all of you want to have a piece of land in Chongwe. You're building, you're growing, you're young people, you have children, the numbers of... So the pressure on resources is ever increasing on a daily basis. So as a district, we need a proper, sustainable plan. For us going into the future, people must be able to say, yes, Chongwe grew, but there were these measures that are put in place, and it's a sustainable district.
Correct.
So we thank you very much, and we'd like to welcome you to Chongwe as individuals as well as a project, and together we can.